Alright, and this is where we're going to put our label. So we'll say label for equals, and then in here we're going to say FFL underscore settings, and the name of this is going to be enable. Alright, and then let's close that label. And then we're going to use the same localization function here, the underscore E. So we're going to need PHP E, and then the text, we're just going to say enable. So this option is going to be a checkbox, and it's just going to enable or disable the functionality. Alright, so that's going to be the label. Now we need the actual input. So this is going to be in a TD. Okay, and we're going to have an input tag. Okay, input name. Name will be the same thing. It'll be FFL underscore settings and enable. Alright, and then the type of input is going to be a checkbox, and the ID is going to be the same as the name. So we'll just paste that in. Alright, and then we'll do value is going to equal 1. And then we're going to add some PHP because we want this to be checked if it's equal to 1. So let's say PHP, and we'll use checked. And then in here we're going to pass in a 1. And then we're going to say FFL. We're going to create this variable in a minute. Options, and this is going to be the enable option. Alright, there we go. So this here, FFL options, we're going to create this as a global variable because we want to be able to access the options or the settings anywhere. Alright, so we're going to go to the main plugin file, which is this one here, and we'll go right here, and let's say global options variable. Okay, so we're going to say FFL underscore options, and we're going to set it to get underscore option, and this is going to be FFL underscore settings. Alright, so now what we need to do in order to use that, we need to claim it as a global variable. So let's go right here. We'll say init options global. Okay, and then we're just going to say global FFL underscore options. Alright, so now we should be able to use that. Alright, let's go ahead and save this and see what shows up. Alright, so that's perfect. So we just have an enable and a checkbox. For the next field, I'm going to just copy what we have here. Okay, we'll paste that in, and then for this one, this is going to be the Facebook URL setting. Alright, so we're going to change enable to Facebook underscore URL. Alright, and then let's change this to Facebook profile URL. Alright, and then that's the label. Next we're going to have the input, which in this case is going to be a text. Okay, we're going to change this to Facebook URL. And let's see, the ID we're also going to change. Facebook URL. Let's see, what else? Oh, wait a minute, I changed the wrong one, didn't I? Yeah, I changed this. Oh, crap. All right, let me just undo what I've done. All right. Okay, so let's start that over. So this one will be Facebook URL. And I'm going to copy that. Put that right here. Okay, this is going to be text. The ID will be changed. And let's see, the value. Let's get rid of this PHP block. And for the value, we're going to put in PHP block, and we're going to echo the FFL options, and we want to get Facebook URL. And we also want to add a class to this. We're going to add a WordPress class of regular text. And that's just going to format the text box. Alright, and then what we can do is underneath that, okay, but still in the TD, so we got to go over here like that, and we're going to put in a paragraph. Alright, and this paragraph is going to have a class of description, okay, and you can write little hints to what the input is. Okay, we're going to localize this as well, so we're going to say PHP_E, and then in here, let's just put enter your Facebook profile URL. Okay, and then we need the text domain, which will be FFL_domain. Alright, let's take a look at that. Alright, so that's what we want. We need to change the enable though. Say Facebook profile URL. There we go. Okay. The next thing I want to add is I want the user to be able to change the color of the link, alright, to match whatever template they're using. So I'm going to copy this, which is the, I'm sorry, not that. We want to copy the text field, which is the Facebook URL, and we're going to paste that in, and we're going to change this from Facebook URL. We're going to change it to link color. Okay, so every instance of Facebook URL we're going to change. Alright, so for the help text, actually let's change the label text first. Okay, and then this here, we'll say enter a color or hex value with a number sign. Alright, so that looks good. The last thing I want is another checkbox, and I want to be able to choose if we want to show this in the feed or not. By the feed I mean the like the home page with a list of all posts. Alright, so that's the single page, and then we have this feed. Alright, which right now it is displaying on, but we want to give them the option to be able for it just to stay on the single page. Alright, so I'm going to copy the first checkbox up here. Okay, and then we're going to change this to, we'll just say show in feed. Okay, let's change this right here. let's say show in posts feed. Okay. Change this right here. Okay, and then this options thing, we're going to have this set to show and feed. And let's save that. Alright, so now we have a checkbox. Last thing we want is a button. Alright, so we're actually going to go outside of the table down here, and we'll say paragraph, and we're going to give it a class of submit. Alright, and then inside there we'll have our input with the type of submit. Give it a name and an ID of submit, and let's give it a class, WordPress class of button. We want to say button and then button primary. Okay, and then we want a value, which will be the button text, and we're going to do PHP underscore E. Okay, and then in here, let's say save changes FFL underscore domain. Okay, that should give us a button. And there we go. So there's our settings page. Looks pretty good. In the next video, we're going to make it so that we can actually change these and they'll make a difference. Actually, we should be able to set them. They're just not going to do anything. So let's enable profile URL. We'll just say facebook.com/myprofile. And then the link color I'm going to leave blank. Show and post feed, I'm going to leave unchecked. Settings saved. Okay, so now if we reload this page, you can see that they're still there. So they are saving. We just haven't implemented them in the front yet. Alright, so we're going to do that next.